guys, it's your Wawa girl here. My name is Tara. For those of you that are new, welcome to my channel. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Guys, I'm desperately in need of subscribers. Don't forget to like my videos. And if you leave any comments, I would love to read them and reply. Naturally, sometimes if you put something ignorant, I'm probably going to ignore you anyway. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so when I do make a new video, you'll be the first to see. Now, Ma'Khia Bryant, guys, 16-year-old, called 911 and said that some people were coming over to her grandmother's house to basically, I don't know, stab her grandma, do some stuff, or whatever the case may be. I never heard the tape after that, and I was kind of like laying in bed, so I couldn't take any notes. So my thing is, you get to these people's house, you have a scenario that you're seeing a girl running, you're seeing this, you're seeing that. They're kids, but you pull your gun because she had a knife. But you had enough time to yell, "Get down, get down, get down," so you knew you were going to shoot. Why not shoot her to wound her? Why not tase her? Because if you tased her, I'm pretty much sure she was going to drop that knife and drop on the floor, pretty much. Now, apparently, when they show you the video, there's a girl walking by in the pink, which apparently was the girl she was going to stab. So she pretty much acted like she wasn't in none of that stuff or knew what was going on. So apparently the girl that ran out of the house, the one that fell on the floor, they were the trespassers. They came to their house. I understand he didn't know who she was because of the scenario that was taking place. But why is it that she had a knife? She didn't have a gun. Okay, yes, the knife could have done damage, yes, but you don't know her story. You don't know what the story was and who it was. If you had tasered this child, she would be alive today to tell her side of the story. Hey, I was the one that called 911, because I believe that she took that knife out of somebody's hand. To me, it didn't look like a kitchen knife that she dragged out of her kitchen. It looked like one of those, like, on the street type blades. But she should have been tasered. And the thing that pisses me off it's like, you guys are so fucking trigger happy. Why are you shooting to kill? For what? You shot a man in fucking Walmart that had a toy gun on his arm, hanging on his arm, looking at toys. He wasn't waving it at anybody. He was looking at toys. If you're gonna shoot somebody with a plastic gun hanging over their arm and not threatening anybody, why fucking selling them in the first place? It just don't make no sense. It's like every time a black person has a gun in their hand, it's a threat to you. Like, look at the phone call. Look at the guy from North Carolina that died. Talking about he's got a gun to his head. I'm gonna let y'all sit and think about that for a moment. See, that's another thing when they chop up these videos. It's like after that, you don't hear anything else. And then they take out the part where it says he got a gun to his head. I heard that. I heard that shit loud and fucking clear. How do you get a gun from a cell phone? Because it's black? Well, why don't y'all start making them some fucking fluorescent colors? So be like, oh, that's orange. That's probably got to be like a cell phone or a Game Boy or some kind of something, but it's not a gun. How do you get a cell phone that's like this from a gun that's like this. And if he was going to off himself, what fucking business of that is yours? Just fucking back up the car and let him fucking off himself. No, that's your reason to shoot and kill. Because maybe you couldn't get him for drugs or whatever it is. Then you decide, fuck it, we're going to take this motherfucker out. Plain and simple. I swear to God, I hope your fucking guilty conscience, all of you motherfuckers, from Zimmerman to every fucking, but your conscience fucking kills you until the day you fucking die, and I hope you rot in hell. So many black people are dying at the hands of police officers. Police officers that are supposed to protect and serve us. And you make it about the color of the skin. Motherfuckers, whether you want to believe it or not, you are not the only people in this world. There is every race. And God made every race. The only thing is we age better. But anyway, yeah, this is life. This is the life we're living. And if you can't count on the police, who the fuck are you going to count on? I'm telling you, you wasn't born back in the 70s and lived through the 80s and 90s, like, with the exception of what happened to Rodney King. Right? You just didn't live. Hell, we can run the streets any times on our bicycles, drive for miles without a cell phone. Our parents never had to worry about us, our grandparents, nobody. We were home by the time the street light came on. We was outside playing, getting ready for dinner, getting our clothes ready for school. We didn't have to be, like anywhere we walked. We didn't have to worry about being stopped and frisked. Like, none of that stuff. Like, this world has changed so much. Because the cops think that every black person is a drug dealer. If you got a nickel bag of weed in your pocket, you go to jail for life. It's sad and it's heartbreaking because that baby could have been here today. Ma'Khia Bryant, may her soul rest in peace. May her soul rest in peace. That child had her life ahead of her. Just like Adam Toledo. Just like Dante Wright. Just like George Floyd. Just like Trayvon. Just like Tamir. Just like everybody that has died at the hands of police officers. Eric Garner for selling Lucy cigarettes. Put this man in a chokehold, took his life. Why not fucking just ask him for the cigarettes and be like, yo, don't do that shit and move on? What happened to cops like that? That'd be like, look, bro, man, you know you can't be selling Lucy cigarettes. Give me your cigarettes, smash them up, and go. No, they want to kill you. They want to kill all the black people in this world. And how the police chiefs and lieutenants, and how do they still keep these people on the streets? Because of what? They think this is a thing to do? We just pay somebody, it'll be alright. We need cops like you that'll kill everybody you see. Throw their ass in jail, pat charges on them. If you can't find somebody for doing a crime, just find any black person you meet, throw them in jail. Boom, quota made. Hell, and I've told you guys, like in most of my videos, I get profiled in Port Orange. Where I live, there's not that many black people. I worked at Wawa for 3 years. And I thought my boss, Allie, was racist. Because there was one black person there when I first started working there. But I guess she talked to her like it was nothing, but all they hired was white people. And then I came. And, no, actually, there was 2 black people working there. And the guy at the register, he got fired. And I took his place. And then there was Mackenzie. I don't know why she left. I think she had graduated college. She was going to Bethune-Cookman. And then there was just me for a long time until they brought in Danny, who is Hispanic, for maintenance outside. And then it was just us 2 for the longest. That was it. She never hired any more black people. So yeah, it happens everywhere. It happens. Josh is the manager there now. He don't know how to deal with people. But I don't know, he's not racist because he was working in Daytona store and he does hire black people. But yeah, I've had police chase me on their feet telling me my tints were illegal and they were peeling off the windows. I've had the same cop pull me over twice looking for warrants. Like, I hadn't had a ticket since 1998. Since Anthony was probably 5 years old. That's my oldest son. He's 29. I'm 49. He's 29. And when I came to Port Orange, they fucked up my driving record. I got pulled over because my tire rolled onto the white line. That cop, the one that pulled me over twice, he told me that every time I stopped at a stop sign, my tire rolled onto the white line. So I had this look on my face like I was dumbfounded. I was like, is he fucking with me or something? Nah, he ain't fucking with me. He dead ass serious. And he gave me a ticket for that. And I'm like, you do realize on every fucking corner there is a tree. So I had to inch up to make sure. Ain't no motorcycles, because where I live, there's a lot of bikers. And kids riding bicycles. He told me to adjust my seat. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm only 4'11". Like, how far up you think my chair gonna go? But yeah, shit happens. If I'm in the car with my kids and I get pulled over, I'd be like, yo, look, don't fart, don't say a word, don't talk, don't move. Next thing you know, you're talking about shots fired and start shooting up my car or something with my kids in there. It's scary. It's really scary. And this world's got to change. And it's not so much the younger generation, it's the older ones that are still living. They're the ones that's causing all this shit. And you know what's funny? Half of them, their boys or their daughters are dating black people. And they get a bunch of half-breed kids. So, fuck them all. But getting back to this, senseless killings. Guys, love one another. Y'all can see this world's already, like, life is short. You know what I mean? Life is short. How many people done caught COVID and died? Over 250,000 people. Half of India is dying because of COVID. Now, all this stuff about fighting and this and that. Lock your door, call the cops, and tell these people, get restraining orders against them. Tell them, say, look, you know what? Just be that bigger person. Because it's going to come down to this, either you or them going to die. The people outside your door or the people inside your door. Like Ma'Khia. What happened? She ended up getting shot. 4 shots. 4 shots. They give this baby girl 4 fucking shots. Because they are trained to kill black people. They don't want us surviving. They don't want us having more babies. They don't want us around. But guess what? We don't die, we multiply, motherfuckers. But she should have been here today. He could have shot that little girl in her leg. He could have tasered her. But he chose to kill her. Just like the officer that shot Adam Toledo. A 13-year-old boy in his chest. Now, see, that's one that it's not his fault. It's the officer's fault. Because, again, he could have been tasered. You're wearing a fucking bulletproof vest. And see, this is a thing that I don't understand. These cops have these speakers, right? Where they can talk to people, just like what they should have done with Tamir Rice. Be like, hey, son, you know what? We got calls that you're playing with a gun. We're not sure if it's real or if it's fake. Can you please put it down on the floor and back away from it? Because we do not want to hurt you. Then I'm pretty sure Tamir would be like, I don't want to die. It's a BB gun. I used to have one of those. It's a BB gun and yada yada. But when he ditched the gun, because, he was scared. The cop was getting close. When he turned around without his hands up, those 4 or 5 seconds, that officer chose not to pull out his taser or to even be like, walk towards me. He shot this little baby in his chest. And see, the thing is what they're trying to use to get away with it is the fact that when George Floyd died and Chauvin didn't do chest compressions, this is what they're trying to use now to be like, no, it was an accident, and to show like they have some kind of sympathy, which they fucking don't. Who knows if he was pumping his stomach or pumping his legs or what knows, God knows what. But now they're like, oh, I administered compressions. Oh yeah, I administered compression. Oh yeah, thinking that that's gonna get them out of trouble. No, he shot that boy in cold blood. And I believe what his lawyer says. He was assassinated. Just like this gentleman tonight. And just like Ma'Khia Bryant. She was assassinated. 4 fucking shots for a 16-year-old girl. With a knife in her hand. So, wherever that little girl in the pink went after her friend fell on the floor, that means she came back into the picture to fight Ma'Khia. For Ma'Khia to have her up against the car and with that knife. That ain't no knife from inside that house, I'm telling you that. That's probably the knife they came over there with. And somehow Ma'Khia fought and they dropped that knife and she picked it up. And that's when that girl ran. She's like, oh shit, she got the knife. Ran out the house. And that's when Ma'Khia went after her friend. And the friend came back. Because remember, she had passed the cops and was walking away. So, that bitch came back to start some shit. And that's when Ma'Khia grabbed her up and was about to stab her. But if she was tasered, she would have been here to tell her side of the story. Her grandmother said, Kia called the cops. She called the cops. She told y'all what was going to happen. And she said, get here fast. By that time, them bitches already came over there, starting some shit. One came running out the house, Kia right behind them. That means Kia got the knife out of her hand. So that girl that was on the floor was the one that probably came out there with the knife. But did the cops give Kia a chance to say, hey, what's going on? Or tell your side of the story? No, because she's dead. Because you shot her 4 times. A 16-year-old girl. He shot her 4 times. Let me guess, the gun just kept going off by accident. No, motherfucker. You chose to kill her. You chose to kill this baby. You chose to kill this baby. I can't wait to hear one day that something happened to one of these cops' kids. To see how they would react. Their baby, their child. Like, I'm just... That's why I tell my kids stay home. I tell my kids stay home. I tell my kids stay home. Even my daughter, like she works 2 jobs and she's always like on the highway or something. I'm like, please just take it easy, drive slow. And the most she'll do is go to the dog park or something with her dogs. But other than that, like my kids don't go clubbing, my kids don't go hanging out in the street. Anthony, he's grown enough to know right from wrong. He's 29 years old and he has a son, so I'm hoping he'll do the right thing. My God. And the fact that we're in the middle of a pandemic, he need to keep his ass home. But you can only talk to these kids so much. And we haven't heard anything about him being suspended. Oh, yeah. He got suspended. He got administrative duty until they started their investigation. Dante Wright, she retired. She retired because she needs to keep her pension. She didn't think she thought by her retiring that they were just gonna be like, okay, it was an accident, you go, yada yada. No, it's nothing like that. Her trial is next, but I'm trying to figure out why is it not on TV like Chauvin. But we'll figure it out, or Google it, or see what happens. But yeah, this world is changing, guys. This world is changing, and I'm telling y'all now, y'all better start fucking treating black people equally. Because think about it, you work all these fucking years in the police department, and to lose your job over it, is it really fucking worth it? Y'all a bunch of fucking scumbags. Look at what you do to a fucking lieutenant that fucking served this country, the United States of America. You chase him, you mace him, tell him that he needs to be afraid, and trying to explain all this shit to him, which is a bunch of fucking bullshit lies. His fucking dog was choking in the background. You didn't in the fucking backseat, and you didn't give a fuck. Hell, dogs are people too. What the fuck? They live and breathe just like everybody else. Shit and pee and eat. They have feelings too. But his dog is in the back choking. And y'all couldn't even give that little motherfucker some air. You mace a lieutenant who was afraid to pull over because he is black and he did not want to die. This is how we live in America? Really? It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking, and it's sad. And it shouldn't be like this. We are so beyond this. Right now we should be dealing with a pandemic and not police officers going out there and killing every black man they see. Or every black child they see. Or every Hispanic child they just want to kill. So I can't stay on top of it because shit be pissing me off. Anyway, guys, I'm going to see you in my next video. Please be safe. Put on your mask in your car. Take it off when you get back to your car. This is no joke, guys. COVID is real. Okay? No more dying. Get your shots. I was against the shots. I didn't want to take any shots. But I didn't have a choice. At least they said if you get the shots and you happen to catch COVID after, you're not going to die from it. So, I got all these, like, medical conditions, but high blood pressure, diabetes. I just had my stroke. And a heart attack. Because I have no money coming in. And as much as I would like to give up, I'm still here. And I'm fighting. I'm fighting for everybody. And I'm praying. But we got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. And as internal affairs or FBI, I'm not sure it's higher, but they need to go from station to station to station to station everywhere. Give one a certain section, give another certain section, give another certain section, and go through all these cops' profiles and complaints and get rid of every fucking single one of them. That's making a change right there. Alright guys, I will see you in my next video. Take care and love ya.